With Bitcoin hanging on for dear life underneath 50,000 US dollars, as Ethereum sets yet another new 3+ year high on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. Emotions in the cryptocurrency space have absolutely collapsed and depleted, like Peter Sniff's ability to perceive reality. But is this about to get very big? I'm your host, Buster Bing Bong, and with traditional markets having a little bit of juice today, can any of that juice be redirected straight into Bitcoin's caboose? So you get a new channel, make sure you like, subscribe, tune in, absolute time-sense alerts as well. Make sure to check out any bonuses in the description below. And you have 3 days and 20 hours to enter. All you have to do is subscribe and leave your comment below. And as well, check out the Twitter and Instagram, the only 2 real ones pinned below. Also, some flash competitions on there as well. Without any further ado, let's dump on in. So with a fresh weekly candle for Bitcoin here, not too much has happened other than a little dippy-doo down to the 50-week moving average so far, which, again, we've come back up. But before we jump more into that and Bitcoin TA, here we have Biden's government apparently mining Bitcoin, says the White House advisor. So information was disclosed by the Bitcoin mining expert and government advisor Whit Gibbs during an interview. And he argued that countries like El Salvador are on the right track by integrating Bitcoin into their economies. And then we have Senator Elizabeth Bologna putting pressure on New York miner, claiming operations impact climate change. Absolutely baloney. But Pompliano asked Gibbs what the U.S. would need in order to start mining operations for the so-called digital gold. And he actually said America is already exploding, but then corrected himself, slipping in the word maybe as a softener. They can have 10 to 20 watts running somewhere in the Midwest to test it. Maybe, it's hypothetically speaking. But really the key takeaway here is, if this is true, then this tells us all we need to know. A lot of people are concerned, and they've been saying the same thing for like the last year, that CBDCs will be the only thing, and Bitcoin will be outlawed and other stuff like that. But at the end of the day, nobody knows how this will play out. And if this is true, then again, it's absolutely very big, and it's kind of revealing as well. And if the U.S. is doing it, are other countries as well? And runaway inflation, it is an issue that needs tackled. And as well, Bitcoin sentiment is comparable to a funeral. 5 things to watch in Bitcoin this week, which first of all is absolutely true. People are depleted. The biggest Twitter accounts that I follow are extremely bearish. And if we're looking for a bottom, all I'll say is, that's something that I like to see. I like to see when people flip to be very bearish, and that absolutely is the case right now. As a sense of deja vu pervades markets, analysts are coming to terms with the fact that the end of Q4 2021 will not produce the blow-off top that they had anticipated. And at this point, I think it goes without saying, right? I think it's very unlikely at this point, right? There's only about 25 days left of this month. It's very unlikely that Bitcoin will have a blow-off top in that amount of time, right? It doesn't seem like it's the case, right? We've gone ahead a few weeks, and the time is dwindling. There's basically none left for some sort of massive mega move, but that doesn't say much about what the beginning of 2022 will look like. And there is a lot of data pointing to that as being a very exciting time. And this article is incredibly long, but everybody has double-digit inflation if they measure it correctly and needs Bitcoin more than they realize, said Michael Saylor here. Can you guys stop printing more money? You're just going to make things worse, said Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, as well, which it's absolutely true. A president is saying, hey, maybe don't print as much money. This is getting out of hand. And yet the government in the U.S. continues to do that. And also something interesting here, the CME futures closed at about 53.5, $5,000 higher than spot price levels at the time of writing. And, could Bitcoin rise to fill that gap, paving the way for at least a reclaim of 50K, which is just so important, and support, and possibly even regaining its $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin here. Most of the time, 99% of the time, they close at some point, meaning these gaps, and at least an important level to watch coming in the coming weeks if the market continues to bounce for Bitcoin. And as well, hash rate at basically all-time highs as well, just showing the network strength here. And again, it's just something we really want to watch. I think a lot of people are putting a little less weight on on-chain metrics, as over the past month, there have been all of the top on-chain analysts basically saying, give it a day, and it'll start rocketing up. And that's not what we've seen. So although on-chain analytics are very helpful, just like TA is very helpful, that doesn't mean that it will give you all the answers. It's just one little tool that you can use to try to help you, right? If TA could only increase your chance of trading by 1%, would you use it? Absolutely. Why would you not use something that could give you the smallest advantage. 1% isn't enough to guarantee anything, right? But it's enough to be worthwhile in considering and worthwhile to use. But in other news, before we jump into the charts as well, the proposal to get Uniswap on Polygon has gone through by a landslide here. We talked about this a lot a few videos ago, but it's past time for Uniswap to join the Polygon bandwagon. All of the original Ethereum dApps appear to have made the switch. Polygon is an exquisite Ethereum scaling solution that no other L2 or L1 will be able to compete with, and for good reason. It received almost 8 million upvotes, indicating that roughly 7 million people support it. It's huge, and I estimate a 15% price increase for Polygon if this optimistic sentiment continues. Obviously, we were talking about Polygon a lot breaking out of this, and again, I'm very bullish on Polygon. I think looking back 2 to 3 months from now, most people will be begging for this entry, okay? Not financial advice, just my opinion. Obviously, I'm invested in Polygon, and I've been for a long time. I've been transparent about that. But yeah, technically and fundamentally, this is a coin that I think is silly to ignore. And as well, Ethereum is just doing so well. Bitcoin's not in a great spot. Here we are with Ethereum, a 15% pump away from all-time highs. For Bitcoin, how big of a pump will we need to get all-time highs here? Over 40%. So, and that's also echoed here by this chart. Bitcoin paired against Ethereum, or Ethereum paired against Bitcoin. Ethereum just hit a new high, the highest that it's been since May of 2018. So about 3.5 years ago. So Ethereum looking very, very strong. There's a reason that Ethereum is being held up so much right now as well. ETH 2.0 is slated to arrive within, well, there's no set arrival, but again, there's a lot of optimism behind Ethereum. And really, Ethereum is responsible for DeFi, for NFTs. And again, that's just a huge growing part of cryptocurrency that Ethereum has right now a very good grasp on. And obviously, things like Polygon, if it can help with the gas fees, it can help with scaling, then better for both. Better for Ethereum and Polygon. That's really good for both. And the SPX did have a nice bounce on the 50-day so far today, but Bitcoin has not really responded too positively. And again, one of the things I think we're going to continue to see in the future, especially if we continue having cycles every cycle going forward, Bitcoin continue to lose dominance. Okay, this is a technology space, and innovation will always win in technology. And if new projects are innovating and new things coming online, it would be silly to think that Bitcoin will ever capture 90% dominance again. Okay, it did not even capture 90% dominance back at the bottom of the bear market in 2019, 2018. The highest it went was about 74%. So about 3/4. I don't think Bitcoin will ever capture 90% dominance again. The last time that it was above 90 was 4 years ago, or back a little before the summer of 2017. So if you guys are new channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the absolute time sense alerts as well, guys. Make sure to leave your comments below to enter here, and as well, it is for subscribers. And yeah, make sure to take advantage for the Twitter and Instagram competitions as well. They happen every so often. I only have one Twitter and one Instagram, and both of them are in the description below. Every day I'll get at least one person saying, how do we know that that's the real one? I'm telling you it's the real one, so I don't know how else to prove that. But without any further ado, that's it for me.